Beaches normally heaving with tourists at this time of year are empty in Phuket. The seaside city has hundreds of resorts, bars and restaurants. It's now been labelled a coronavirus hotspot after reporting a rise in infections this week, with the government blaming tourists and locals for not keeping their distance. The city of Pattaya, south of Bangkok, is traditionally a tourist haven. It too has been deprived of visitors, with businesses and restaurants forced to close after the government declared a state of emergency.
This is the worst that have ever hit Pattaya. And during the past 2 to 3 weeks, so much businesses has already folded, has already went bankrupt, closed down due to the coronavirus.
Thailand has closed its doors to all foreigners. That's left many without jobs. This restaurant in Pattaya has reinvented itself and is now a community kitchen, feeding hundreds of residents struggling to cope without an income.
On our part, we're giving out free food to people who bore the brunt of the situation. At least they can save up to around 40 to 50 baht for a meal per day, adding a lifeline for them.
On Sunday, Myanmar announced a temporary suspension of all visas for foreigners. Cambodia too will stop issuing visas on arrival for at least a month, as the government tightens restrictions on travellers in a bid to combat the surge of the coronavirus cases. But as countries across Asia close their borders, the city at the heart of the coronavirus outbreak continues to welcome new arrivals. More than 60,000 people returned to Wuhan on Saturday as train stations and roads reopened after a 2-month lockdown. Flights will resume on the 8th of April, when residents are finally allowed to leave the city.
It's of course much better now. There wasn't any people on the street before. Nothing on the street. That was scary. Now it's under control. Now it's great, right?
From this weekend, China is banning all foreigners from entering in a bid to stem the number of imported infections. Hong Kong is doing the same, and from Sunday it's also restricting the number of people in public gatherings to 4 people. Those who defy the law face up to 6 months in jail. Sarah Clarke, Al Jazeera, Hong Kong.